What's good? Welcome to the Herb Howard Show. We are live inside the big studio. Got a great show planned for you. Of course, we're going to go around the league, see some of the results from this past weekend, the implications that they have on the Bears, and the entire playoff picture. Give me a Sawbuck segment. We've got a very special guest in the studio. Kaitlin Sharkey of WGN is going to join me live in studio. But first, let's get one thing straight. Usually, in my 5 years covering the Bears, the season is over about now. I'm usually just kind of playing out the string, doing my job until it's time to go home. The Bears are in the middle of a playoff race. In fact, they are in the playoffs. And they have the potential to either be the number 1 seed or they can drop as far as the 7th seed, depending on what happens the last 2 weeks of the National Football League season. What I know for sure is it's Christmas season and the Bears are playing meaningful football, not only deep into December, but will play so on into January. Merry Christmas, Bears fans, and a Happy New Year. Hopefully, it's a new time and a new season for the Chicago Bears, not just for 2025, but 2026 and beyond. The Christmas gift was wrapped under the tree way back in January. Came in the form of Ben Johnson. Now the Bears get to unwrap it in the postseason.
Look, welcome to Plants on the Gridiron. It's Chicago's first and only plant-based tailgate.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Bigger world, baby.
And here's what we love. It is Chicago's most unique event. We combine health, we combine sports, love of football, and you gotta bear down. Chicago Bears, baby.
Awesome to see the community coming together and just enjoying some really good plant-based food. There's people here that are meat eaters, there's people here that are fully plant-based, and we can come together as a community and just really have an impactful event.
Because we are Chicago homegrown.
Come late, the food gonna be gone.
Ayo DeSuma, Morgan Park, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
This is Jason Kidd, and we're rocking with the Bigs.
I'm Chris Bryant from the Chicago Cubs, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
What's up, y'all? This is Kyrie Irving. You're tuned into the Bigs.
What's happening is Dame Lillard, a.k.a. Dame Dollar, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
What's up? This is D Rose, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
This is Mark Cuban, Dallas Mavericks. You're rocking with the Bigs.
Welcome back inside the big studios. My name is Herb Howard. It is time for Give Me a Sawbuck, which usually goes for 15 or 20, but whatever works. We are here. We are live in studio. The one and only Kaitlin Sharkey is here. Tank, what's going on?
Good to see you.
It's good to see you too. Thanks for coming.
Of
Glad
course.
to have you here.
Usually the roles are reversed.
I know.
On GN Sports.
I know. It's always fun to
us.
come down there and hang out with y'all. I'm very appreciative that you came and hung out with us today.
Of course. I was waiting for my invite.
And for sure. Let's get right into it, man. There's a lot going on with the Chicago Bears. Let's start with the game on Saturday night at Soldier Field. Bears pull off a miraculous victory against the Green Bay Packers.
Miraculous is a good word.
Miraculous, except it's almost become typical Bears fashion this year for them to pull these games off. What was your just immediate reaction to how that thing was kind of unfolding as it was when you were sitting up in the booth?
I mean, for me, I was like, okay, I think the magic has run out a little bit. Like, there's no way they're going to win this game because it was such a terrible start to this game. But then I'm thinking to myself, why did I doubt them? And I think, to me, it's just one of those, all the little things have to go right for this team right now, and they are. If Ja'Day Walker's first career touchdown is tying a game, putting them in that position, you just know things are working for the Bears right now. It was one of the craziest games I've been a part of. This is my 6th season on the beat, 13th season covering the NFL. I've seen it all, I feel like, and that was one of the craziest ones. Slammed my laptop shut, like ran downstairs, like I was up till 3 a.m, not because I was out running around. I was up because I'm like, my adrenaline was like so high from the game.
It was just going crazy. Like, I want to ask you, like, is it sustainable? But we've been asking this for a long time, right? Is it sustainable? Every week we ask, like, can they continue to do this? And they continue to do this. My assumption was that once they got to, you know, the Steelers, the Eagles, the Packers, they wouldn't be able to play this game from behind. What do I know? They came back from 10 on the Giants. They came back from 10 on the Packers.
Well, we were talking about it last night on GN Sports. I'm like, okay, you don't want to get in this situation where you're constantly playing from behind, especially now when you're talking about playoff football, because they did not play well for 3.5 quarters of that
58
game
minutes.
Without Jordan Love, without Micah Parsons. Like, they did not play well. So for me, is it sustainable? I remember you asking weeks ago up at Hallis Hall, like with the takeaways even, is this sustainable though? Like, you're not going to get 3 picks a game. You're not going to. They continue to do all of the things and make the plays, force fumbles. I mean, it's just a belief, and I think that was the one buzzword I heard so much in the locker room after this game. Well, we believe we can do it. We know we can do it. That is not the Bears even of last season, because when they were in those situations, it was like, I don't think we can do it.
Definitely not the Bears of last year. These are not last year's Bears. They're not your dad's Bears, your grandfather's Bears. This is a whole new thing they got going on here. Last year, in fact, Caleb was sacked 68 times. This year, he's been sacked 23 times. What do you most credit that improvement to? Is it the system overall that Ben Johnson implemented? Is it the improvement of the offensive line, the development of Caleb Williams? I'm sure it all goes into it, but what do you most point to with that?
I think you have to point to the O-line. I think, you know, Ryan Poles coming into this season knew that had to be priority number one. You can't let your quarterback, your franchise quarterback, the future of your team, be sacked 68 times a season and think that's going to work out. Ask Joe Burrow. So I think, you know, for me, it's all about the offensive line. And those guys are like the silent soldiers, right? They're just their demeanor, Drew Dahlman, Jonah Jackson, Joe Tooney, like these guys know how to win. They know what they need to do. They show up and they do it. And the fact that even Darnell Wright and Ozzie Trapillo, like Ozzie stepping into that role, that O-line has been essential. Now, I will say a lot of it has to do with Ben Johnson's system and how he's understood what he needs to do to keep Caleb Williams upright, play to Caleb Williams' strengths, instead of just plugging the quarterback in and saying, hey, these are my plays, this is my system, do it.
This is what Jared Goff used to do. Do that.
Can you do that? No, Ben Johnson's like, okay, this is the quarterback I have. How do I get the most out of him? And I think it's just worked so well. And Caleb is much more aware and much more comfortable. And when you're a comfortable quarterback, you're going to feel pretty good about things.
You can feel his comfort. I heard you on 670 yesterday talking about his comfort even with his teammates and how he goes about that. And you could just see it. We're in the locker room all the time. And you could just see how comfortable he is moving about the locker room. He's talking mess with the guys. He's shooting ball with the guys. He didn't do these things at all last year. It's a completely different Caleb Williams that we're getting to experience, not only on but off the field. And I think his comfort just in himself is allowing him to be more comfortable on the field as well.
Absolutely. I think, too, I mean, your rookie year coming into the NFL, he's a very eccentric, different type of quarterback that we see in the NFL. So you come in and then you're not having success. Your coaches are being fired. You're not learning anything. It's a disaster, right? So I think last year he was under the impression like, oh, man, like, can I really lean into being me? Like what NFL version of me do I want to be? This year, this is Caleb Williams. He's like, this, I got my squad, I got my coach, I got my teammates. I am me with my matcha and my wired headphones. And I'm going to go out there and like lead another fourth quarter comeback, Iceman style.
Wired headphones is crazy, but that is definitely his vibe. Listen, you mentioned the offensive line. Let's talk about some of these Pro Bowl selections that just came out this morning. They get Drew Dahlman in, they get Joe Tooney in on the offensive line. I feel like Darnell Wright should have gotten in as well as a Pro Bowl. I think he's had a really, really great season. I remember asking Ryan Poles at his end of season press conference if he thought he had enough to be able to flip the offensive line in one offseason. And he was like, yeah, I think we got enough resources to do it. And I also think that some of the options in terms of the draft and free agency align with the resources that we have. He clearly got that job done. What do you think about the Pro Bowl selections? And do you think Kevin Byard made it on the defensive side of the ball? What do you think about the guys who made it? And do you think any of the Bears were snubbed?
I think that's a sign of a good team when you're talking about snubs, right? Because there have been plenty of seasons when we're like, how did they get Pro Bowl selections?
Right.
But no, I think it's the O-line has been essential to the success of this team. And it's all the little stuff that they do and how they lead in that locker room. And yeah, I was with you when we were questioning. I remember at the beginning of this season when Dan Rochar, the O-line coach, was like ripping into the O-line.
Yeah.
He was like, Darnell Wright's not good enough every day. Like, this needs to be better. This needs to be better. And I'm like, damn, okay. Like, he's laying in. That, I think, shows now, week 17, just how important that O-line and their development has been, especially Darnell Wright. Drew Dahlman, not surprised. Joe Tooney, obviously not surprised. Right. And Kevin Byard is that guy. He's just so fun to cover. He is the epitome of like a pro's pro, probably one of the favorite athletes that I've covered. So I'm not surprised. I'm proud of him for his Pro Bowl achievement. And it's just, he's balling out in his old age in the NFL.
Right. He was telling me that some of the guys in there call him Unc in the secondary, but he's still balling. He was like, man, Unc is still balling. He's got his goals that he wants to hit. He wants to get to 50 interceptions, and he's balling out this year. He was like, I want to get to 8, and I think he's got like 5 or 6 or whatever. And he was like, man, I should already have 8. He was like, I dropped one. He was like, I had the one where Nashawn Wright snatched it out of my hand, and neither one of us caught it. And then he actually had one that was called back due to a penalty on somebody else. So he's balling at a very high level. He's super cool dude, very generous with his time. I think he's probably the favorite, if not Ben Johnson, to win the Good Guy Award that's named after Jeff Dixon, for the Bears. So shout out to KB, shout out to Drew Dahlman, shout out to Joe Tooney. I do think Darnell Wright should have made it. I also think Josh Blackwell should have.
Absolutely. I mean, we wouldn't be talking about a crazy win if Josh Blackwell is not in position to recover that onside kick.
Not only that one, the Raiders game, he blocks the field goal. Like, we've seen him do so many things. Last week, he downs the punt at the 1 yard line. Like,
he's like business as usual. Like, Josh is just like, that's my job.
That's what I do.
Make big plays.
That's what I do. I'm Josh Blackwell, and that's exactly what I do. Let's see what else I got for you. Who do you think, those are the Pro Bowls, obviously, who do you think has been the Bears MVP so far this season?
Man, is it crazy to think, like, I mean, do I have to say Caleb Williams?
I don't think you have to, no, but you can.
I think Caleb Williams has been an MVP in terms of clutch. I mean, the throws that he has delivered when they've needed him to throw, it hasn't always been pretty. Again, this is a year 2 quarterback, year 1 quarterback in a new system with a new head coach. So I give him grace in that standpoint, but it's hard to ignore. I mean, that throw to Jade Walker, that throw to DJ Moore. I mean,
also sick.
That's MVP type stuff right there. Like, and he is not shaken by the moment. I mean, the clip of him throwing the ball to DJ, putting his hands in his pockets. I'm like, he can make any throw, as he told us earlier in that week. So I think the MVP right now has to be Caleb Williams, just because of the clutch, like that ice in his veins. I mean, he's done it 5-6 times. It's crazy. Defensively, Nashawn Wright. I got to say Nashawn Wright. It's so fun to cover somebody unexpectedly, not to him, but to us, to shine like he has. It's been so fun to watch.
What a story. I didn't know who Nashawn Wright was. We didn't even know how to pronounce his name. Like, is it Nashawn? Is it Nashawn? Like, how do you call this dude's name? When he got there and Jalen goes down, he gets inserted. He's got the familiarity with Coach Al Harris, and he just balls. He's constantly taking the ball away, making play after play. That dude has made himself some money for somebody next year. Hopefully it's here in Chicago. Maybe it's somewhere else, but he's made himself some money. Shout out to Nashawn Wright for sure. Since you took the players, and I think I would pick the same two guys. I may pick KB as well on defense as a co-MVP. But since you took those guys, I'll go a little bit unorthodox and give the coaches a shout out, because the coaching job has been amazing. You alluded to it earlier, but they set the tone from day one for what this was going to be. You heard Coach Johnson come in there talk about y'all better get comfortable being uncomfortable. The standard is going to be higher than it's ever been. You talked about how they came in and implemented their systems. You bring in a veteran defensive coordinator who's got head coach experience like DA. You get Al Harris, you get Eric Bieniemy, you get Antoine Randall. Like, you get all of these coaches who have such great experience but are great communicators, great teachers. They know how to relate to their players. And the way they've prepared everybody on the roster for their time. You talk about Ja'Day Walker catching the game time touchdown. He hasn't even been up for the majority of the season.
8 snaps, I think he had coming into that game. 8 snaps.
But he's ready to go. They trust him as a coaching staff. Caleb trusts him as a teammate. Antoine Randall goes about preparing him the same way he goes about preparing DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, and the players themselves do the same thing. You can go back a few weeks ago and what was happening with the linebacker position, and all those guys come in and step up and play well. DeMarco Jackson wins Defensive Player of the Week. Like, you get Ruben Hippolyte and Akbong Bamiga, all those guys is coming in and playing well. Every time somebody needs to step up, they get the job done. And I think that's a direct reflection of Coach Johnson and the staff that he put together.
Yeah, I mean, it's everything. And I think we've heard year in and year out, we're not being coached. The coaches are, that just shows how essential coaching is in this league, especially because you know you're going to deal with injuries. You know you're going to have to count on other guys in that locker room to step up. So the fact that we're talking about a guy like Nashawn Wright, Ja'Day Walker, an undrafted rookie, DeMarco Jackson, these guys winning NFC Player of the Week honors, that's all coaching and the belief in themselves. And I asked a couple of the guys, like, what is it about Al Harris? What is it about your coaches that have put you in this position to succeed? And it's Jalen Johnson told me, he's like, it's a reminder to these guys that they can do it.
Yep.
It's easy when you're Jalen Johnson to know you can do it, right? You're counted on to do it. You do it every single week. But for a guy like Nashawn Wright, when you were just trying to make the team, you were a body at camp. It's a coach telling you, this is where you need to be. This is how you need to play, and you can do it. So go out there and do it.
That is such a great story, to go from a guy who's like literally just trying to make the team.
Don't same with Ja'Day Walker. He told me the same thing. Walker. He's like, I just want to make the team.
Undrafted rookie. You get Nashawn Wright, who was just trying to make the team and trying to figure out how long can I last in this league, and now he's going to have generational wealth for his family. That is phenomenal story. Good on him. Good on his coaching staff. Good on his teammates as well. I guess the season itself has been one big surprise, but what would you say is the most surprising element of this Bears season to you?
That they have 11 wins and they're going into the playoffs. I'm going to say it. Like, I predicted, JP and I rip each other on the show each night because we were saying at the beginning of the season, 8 wins. I would be like, if they get 8 wins, that's a nice step in the right direction. Like, we were talking like, it's going to take some time, be patient. They lost 10
straight games last year.
10 straight. They won 5 last year. It was at this time of year last year, we were miserable.
What?
Just like sitting up there like, I can't
How many ways can you ask why did y'all lose?
Why do you guys suck again? So for me, it's purely just the success. I want them to go deep into the postseason. I feel like at this point, why not?
Yeah.
They've proven that they can do it. But to me, the position that they're in right now, an 11-win team going into week 17, playoff spot already clinched, no drama in the final week. Just sit back, playing for a favorable seed, a first round bye, a home playoff game in Chicago.
Soldier Field.
That's crazy. That's the biggest surprise to me.
I can't even disagree with you. I had them at 9-8. Coming into the season, you looked at some of the games on their schedule, like, no way they can go to Philly and win. They probably won't go to Cincinnati and win. Definitely. Like, it was all of these things, and the Bears got the job done at every single turn, and now they're in a position where they could still potentially be the number 1 seed. It's a huge couple of weeks coming up around the National Football League. You look at the NFC conference, and you've got 5 teams with 11 wins already, and anything can happen between now and the end of the season. Seattle obviously has the number 1 seed right now, but they go on the road twice. They go to a scrappy Carolina team who's trying to fight to win their division and get in. They just beat the Tampa Bay Bucks, so they got a little bit of a leg up there. And then I think Seattle goes to San Francisco,
which we saw what the Niners did last night.
They balled
Bears
out.
Better be ready.
Bears better be ready, because if Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey and George Kittle and them guys, they play like they did yesterday, that's going to be a tough place to go win. The Bears went out there last year and got their ass smacked.
It was ugly.
Clearly a different team, but the 49ers are playing really, really good ball at the perfect time. And so any of these teams could have the potential to, move up the seed, move down the seeding. Who do you think, which team do you think would be the most favorable matchup? Assuming the Bears are able to win at least one of their final 2 games and they clinch the division, they get a home game, who do you think would be the most favorable matchup? If you got the Packers, you got the 49ers, you got the Rams, but you also even got the Seahawks or the Lions still involved too.
I think you don't want the Packers again. I'm sorry. That is a bad matchup. I know it'd be cool to be like, oh, the Packers for a 3rd time no, you don't want the Packers again.
No.
I don't like that energy. Like 3 times a season is way too much.
Let somebody else deal with that.
Let someone else deal with that. I don't like the Niners either. The Niners scare me as a team, and the Rams. So give me the Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Or the Lions. Give me the Lions. Let's beat up on the Lions, if the Lions even make it at this point.
Right. And the Bears will have a lot to say about the Lions making it or not. They come to Soldier
Which is
Field
very
18.
poetic.
Yeah, it is.
Watching your coach go shine with somebody else and then knocking you out of the playoffs.
When we were in Detroit, they were literally chanting, "Fuck Ben Johnson." I was like, dang, that's bogus. Like, he ain't do nothing to y'all.
He wasn't even the head coach. He wasn't even the head coach.
He's supposed to stay behind Dan Campbell forever when somebody offered him $13 million and a head coaching job.
And he knew he could do it, so don't be haters.
He could have left 2 years ago. He stayed to try to get a run with y'all. That was so bogus, man. Shout out to Detroit though. All I know is I don't want the Packers coming here.
Yeah, no.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. It's just too much history. It's too
many weird endings.
I don't like it.
You can't keep repeating that. And again, Jordan Love did not play. No. Malik Willis could ball, but
he balled out.
But Jordan Love did not play.
Looking like Mike Vick, Tom Brady at times.
It's one of the best backups in the league, I think.
He was balling. I don't want to see the Packers. The Bears will get a chance to get a look at San Francisco and Detroit over the last couple of weeks, and so they'll have some familiarity there. If things don't go well and they end up having to go on the road, I would prefer to go to LA to the Rams because it's just not a huge home field advantage. LA, all those transplants, it's not a real fan base.
I'm all for LA in January.
I'm definitely down for that. We can slide to LA for sure.
That's really selfishly. I'm like, please go to LA.
I'm with that for sure. Either way, it's going to be an exciting finish for the Bears. I got one more thing for you before we get out of here. Over the course of the season, Ben Johnson gets here. Did you know he would be who he has become? Did you know this team would so quickly take on his identity as a whole?
No. I didn't think, because based on the guys in the locker room, we've seen their personalities previous seasons. Like, there are some new guys, but some of the guys, even Caleb's confidence, even like some of the guys you talked to, like I said, they were excited after Saturday's win. I'm not trying to downplay that, but didn't you feel like they were kind of like, well, yeah. And I'm like, these are the same guys last year that I was interviewing after they lost 10 straight games that are like, well, yeah. But, it was just a very different. So I think Ben Johnson's imprint on this team has just been phenomenal. And I think you have to have the right group of guys too. Even a guy like DJ Moore, who isn't getting any production throughout the season, who is one of the best players on that team,
no doubt,
if not the best player on that team from a raw skill set. And now he gets to shine too, because he sat back and goes, okay, whatever's good for the team. You have to have the right guys in the locker room in order for like a Ben Johnson culture and success to work though.
DJ Moore, we had a great conversation after the game, and you can go check out our Inside the Locker Room video. It is up on the Bigs YouTube page. Go to the Bigs Media YouTube page. We had some great conversations with a lot of the guys after the locker room, but you're right. The sentiment was just like, we kind of expected that. I asked DJ, I was starting, and Terrence got on me about this because I was wilding, but I started all the interview questions with, what the was like, just that was my genuine feeling in the moment. Terrence like, what are we gonna do? What's happening, man? He called me like, I seen the video. I'm like, yeah, it was. He was like, no. I'm like, oh,
gotta dial it back a little.
My bad. Matter of fact, I told you in the hallway. I was like,
yeah, that's all we said to each other. Like,
and so when I did that to DJ, I'm like, what? He was like, what you mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, was you at the same game I was at? Like, what are you talking about? What I mean, like,
He didn't realize the game was over.
They was just, chill. Like, they kind of just expected that to work. And all of the guys, Josh Blackwell, Kyle Monunga, all the guys we talked to in the locker room were just like, yeah, even when we was down 10 with 3 minutes to go, we knew we was going to win. I'm like, how? Because I didn't know that.
The best quote of the night, I think, was DJ going, we got Virginia looking over us and Ben on our ass.
Hey.
Only DJ could put it so eloquently.
Only DJ Moore. Tank, we got to take a quick break. Okay. Usually I would let you go after the segment, but can you go around the league with me in some of these games that happened over the weekend?
Let's do it.
We got to take a quick break. We'll come right back, go around the league. This is the Herb Howard Show. Be right back. What's good? Welcome back to the Herb Howard Show, live from the big studios. T, let's check out some of these comments and see what the family is saying. Petty King. That was a hell of a game. I was frustrated for 3.75 quarters, but the last 2 minutes in OT, I went crazy, shorty. Hey, that was everybody's experience at the game. I don't care where you watched it from. I don't care if you was in the stadium, in the press box, at the bar, at home. That was everybody's experience watching that game. So I'm right there with you, Petty King. Is Caleb comfortable for the other 3 quarters?
Great question.
Dude's an enigma, an awesome one, but it is still a little crazy.
That's the next level of tapping into Caleb Williams. Hey, Caleb, we're going to need you to do that for the entire 3 quarters because they're going to play better teams.
They are. But it's like, this is what he continues to do.
But if he can do it in that moment, that's all he can ask for. As a head coach, let him do his thing.
I came out of the locker room at the end because we ended up standing there so late because there's so many guys to talk to. Me, Gene, and Jaquan were literally the last people in the locker room. And when I come out, Caleb is in the tunnel chilling with his family, and he's sticking his hands out to dap me up. And I'm like, bro, my blood pressure is too high for this, bro. You got to stop this shit. And he's like, man, you know what it is. I'm like, I do know, but stop this. Like,
you should know it's coming at this point. He's telling
stop it, man. I don't know what it is about, the starts and why they can't get out to faster starts. They're going to perform late in the games, but can they just do us all a favor and get out to a faster start?
Yeah, sometimes I think it's playing loose too. Everything's scripted in the beginning, especially opening drives, and defenses have gotten really good at identifying what they expect the team to throw at them. So they make those adjustments. And so when you're playing free and the game's on the line and you got to go, you just got to, you think of that last drive, ding, 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 ding. Like that's where he's most comfortable. So maybe more of that. I don't know.
Petty can't come back and disagree with us, Tank. He says, F that. We ducking no smoke. It's the Packers. Hey, man.
Okay.
Hey, man. Pipe down. Okay. Pipe down. Careful what you wish for. They lost to the Packers at Lambeau.
If you get knocked out of the playoffs, but you don't want it to be the Green Bay Packers. Can you imagine? Like, that's worst case scenario. That would ruin
next season.
That's the worst case scenario. Like, if you're going to get knocked out of the playoffs, let it be the Rams. Let it be
anybody else.
The Green Bay Packers. Not the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, no, the Packers beat the Bears at Lambeau, and they outplayed the Bears at Soldier Field. Let's relax, man. Let's go get somebody else. At least if we got to see him, we got to see him. We ain't gonna be scared, but I'd rather not. Tank, let's go around the league. Okay. Some of the games that mattered this past weekend with huge playoff implications, not only for the Bears, but for the rest of the National Football League. The Tampa Bay Bucks went up to North Carolina to see the upstart Panthers. Seemed for a while that Bryce Young might be adding his name to the bust list. That has changed this season. The Panthers won 23-20 over the Bucks. They now have a 1-game lead in the NFC South.
I thought the Bucks would be one of those teams in the final, like making their Super Bowl run.
They were playing like that. Baker Mayfield was playing MVP football.
Baker's an MVP. They're going to be in the Super Bowl conversation. Bucks have fallen off, man.
They have fallen off. They still have an opportunity. I think those guys, I think they end up playing again, actually. I think they have a situation like the Bears had where they played twice in 3 weeks with the Packers. I think they play week 18. We'll see.
But go off, Bryce.
Go off, Bryce. Do your thing.
Finally.
Man. Everybody said he was too small. He wasn't going to work in the league. Obviously, Ryan Poles didn't want him. It's worked out well for the Bears, and it's working out for him. So we'll see who comes out of the NFC South. They certainly won't be getting the wild card spot, so you got to win that division. The Jaguars went to Mile High and got a win that I did not think they would get. Jaguars have been playing really good. I didn't think they can go to Denver and beat the Broncos.
No, I mean, I thought at this point, Denver's a juggernaut. So you're like, okay, there's no one going in there. But give it to Liam Cohen. There's so many coaches this year that have proven, like, to their franchises, you guys made the right hire. And Liam Cohen is a perfect example of that. We got Ben Johnson here in Chicago. Liam Cohen is that guy for Jacksonville right now. That's a statement win.
The coach of the year race is going to be very, very interesting. Liam Cohen, he's got his head in the ring. Ben Johnson certainly does. You look at what Kyle Shanahan has done out there in San Francisco, considering the injuries that they've had to sustain, not only Brock Purdy, but Bosa and Warner. Like, there's some coaches that have done a phenomenal job this season. Liam Cohen is definitely one of them. The Pittsburgh Steelers, the landlord and Mike Tomlin went to Detroit and beat the Lions for us. I wanted the Steelers to go out there and get that dub. I'm trying to get the Lions up out of here. Steelers went there and got it done in dramatic fashion. Another game that ended in a very crazy
game that you're like, wait, what was going on?
What happened?
And again, little things have to happen. I'm telling you, like, if you believe in Team of Destiny shit or not, like, that is a perfect example. If the ref doesn't see that St. Brown push off Jalen Ramsey, that's not called. Game over, touchdown, Detroit wins. Bears are not yet in the playoffs. It's little things like that, I'm telling you, when you get to this point in the season that make the world of difference. And a heads-up play on Jared Goff to even go into the end zone. I mean, but Aaron Rodgers, the smirk on Aaron Rodgers' face.
Oh, man.
Like,
classic Aaron Rodgers.
And he, of course, he knows all the implications and knows, like, I just put the Bears into the I'll put the Bears in the playoffs.
Sure.
This is rich.
The landlord, man. That's why I call him the landlord. Huge game. Insane call, ridiculous final play. Even the fact that Boswell missed the field goal, that was the relatively chip shot field goal indoors. He hits the upright, and then you like, Detroit's going to steal this game from them. They go down, and they thought they did, but the ref's like, nah, he pushed off, which he definitely did. Insane into that game as well. The New England Patriots, who have been balling all year, they suffered a tough defeat to the Buffalo Bills last week. They went to Baltimore, who is fighting for their lives and trying to stay alive. Obviously, the Steelers won, so that dinged the Ravens a bit, but the Patriots also got it done out in Baltimore.
Yeah, I think that's another coach of the year conversation. They're really cooking in New England. They've turned that around pretty quickly when it seems like things were pretty grim out there for the Patriots. I think it's more concerning. It kind of bums me out about the Ravens. Like, do they got to blow it all up? Like, is Lamar got to go somewhere else? Like, there's so many questions in Baltimore right now. It's just kind of disappointing. And Lamar hasn't been healthy basically all season.
No, it's sketchy. It's sketchy about what's going on out there. They got to figure out how they're going to proceed going forward. Finally, last night, Monday Night Football, the Colts take their grandpa out to San Francisco to see the 49ers. The Colts are trying to find a way. It's not going to work out for them since Danny Dimes went down. Not that Phillip Rivers played bad, but Brock Purdy and that 49ers offense was unstoppable. 49ers 48-27 over the Colts. It's a juggernaut going on out there in San Francisco.
That's what scares me about the San Francisco 49ers with Brock Purdy at quarterback. Just figure it out. He is the ultimate. Like, if you're a head coach, Kyle Shanahan's going, this is exactly what I need you to do. I don't need you to do anything crazy. I don't need you to be Iceman. I need you to go out there and run the offense. And you got this guy, Christian McCaffrey, to help you do it. Cook. And they're scary. They're scary every single year. Credit to them. Credit to them. And to Brock Purdy, who I feel like no one ever talks about.
Nah, because people diss him as a, you know,
Mr. Irrelevant.
It's Mr. Irrelevant and the dirty word game manager.
Yeah.
Like,
hey,
manage my game any day.
Manage it to the win column. Thank you very much.
Any day you want. Read the defense, go through your progressions, find an open guy, and deliver it.
Give it to Christian.
Throw.
Let him
get it to Christian. Throw it to George Kittle. Like just do your thing, bro. Cook. Shout out to Brock Purdy for coming back from his injury and balling. He missed, I think, 8 games with the turf toe, which
48 points. But good for Phillip Rivers to proven 44-year-old still got it.
Shout out to Phillip Rivers, man. Shout out to Granddad. I hope the 49ers got it all out their system because the Bears are on their way.
That's a tough
out there.
And you're coming off an emotional win. Like the Bears are riding high. You clinched a playoff spot. Now you have to go to a very tough environment, long road trip.
Yeah.
And they cook in San Francisco. And we all know, again, what happened there with Thomas Brown last season. Don't think that's going to happen, but it's a tough one. You don't want to go out there and lose.
No.
But it's going to be a tough battle.
I will say this. I'll give the Bears credit for how they were able to turn the page after the tough loss at Lambeau and focus on
the Browns.
Cleveland Browns team coming in, where some people thought that was a trap game that you might try to look over them and skip ahead to the Packers game. The Bears did not do that. They were able to flush it, refocus. They need to be able to flush this win the same way, refocus and get ready for a damn good team on the road. Still a lot to play for the Bears. They can still be the number 1 seed. They can get a first round bye. They can get a home playoff game. They got to take care of business these last 2 weeks.
It's going to be fun, though. The fact that we're even having this conversation, because last year at this time, we were like, where are we going?
Yeah, what we're going to do for vacation?
Where's the sun shining? Because it ain't shining here in Chicago.
The sun is shining for sure right now. Kaitlin Sharkey, thank you so much.
Good to see you.
For coming. It's always good to see you. We don't get into this thing to make friends, but you and I are actually really good friends.
Real life friends. Only person I allow to call me Tank. Well, and these guys.
I made the name up. I was like, what do you mean I didn't? What do you mean I didn't? I did. Tank. I mean, Shark Tank, and then I just shortened it to Tank. Shout out to Tank.
Flattering name for a woman.
Right. Everybody thinks it's that. It's like, no, that's my homie. I'm not that. Just whatever. Anyway, we gotta go. We will see y'all on Friday as we take a deeper dive into the preview of the Bears 49ers game. Huge shout out to PI for doing the hard work behind the camera. Shout out to T for not yelling at me too much today. Shout out to Gino, the real star of the show, humble enough to give up his seat to Kaitlin.
Oh, the best.
The absolute best. Thank y'all for tuning in. Most importantly, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and share with at least one person that you think would enjoy this type of football conversation. We'll see y'all on Friday. Until then, be good to each other. Peace.